welcome to our Saturday yoga. I'm here recorded for you this week, so hopefully you're watching this at your normal class time or whenever you choose. And today's session is going to be all about colours and thinking about colours and how they feel in our body when we think about them with our feelings. So I've got Pootle with me, he's going to help me today. So finding first a nice comfortable cross-leg position, and you want to make sure your knees are pointing out to the side. If that doesn't feel comfortable, remember we can put both knees to one side or even sit on our knees if that feels better for you. Okay, so first of all we're going to connect our thumb and our finger together and press them on our knee. We're going to close our eyes or we're going to look down at the floor. And first of all, we're going to take 3 breaths in gently with our chimes. So listening for the chimes. And every time you hear a chime, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Breathing in, blowing out that candle. Breathing in, blowing out that candle. Breathing in and blowing out that candle. Gently lifting the head and opening the eyes, giving the fingers a wiggle. Lovely, and let's stretch them out all the way up to the sky as we breathe in. Bring our hands down to our heart as we breathe out. Well done. Okay, and today's session is going to be all about colours. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to read you a story. And this is a story by Dr. Seuss and it's called My Many Coloured Days. And while I'm reading this story, maybe you can think about your favourite colour and how that makes you feel when you think about that colour. So, some days are yellow. Some days are blue. On different days, I'm different too. You'd be surprised how many ways I change on different coloured days. On bright red days, how good it feels to be a horse and kick my heels. On other days, I'm other things. On bright blue days, I flap my wings. Some days, of course, feel sort of brown. Then I feel slow and low, low down. Then comes a yellow day. I am a busy, buzzy bee. Grey days, everything is grey. I watch, but nothing moves today. Then all of a sudden, I'm a circus seal. On my orange days, that's how I feel. Green days, deep, deep in the sea. Cool and quiet fish, that's me. On purple days, I'm sad. I groan, I drag my tail. I walk alone. But when my days are happy pink, it's great to jump and just not think. Then comes my black days, mad and loud. I howl, I growl at every cloud. Then comes a mixed up day, and wham! I don't know who or what I am. But it all turns out all right, you see, and I go back to being me. So I hope you enjoyed that story, My Many Coloured Days by Dr. Seuss, and maybe it's a story that you have in your home, or you can have a look at next time you're able to have a look at a book. Okay, so in our yoga today, we're going to think about some of those colours in the story and some of the shapes of the animals that they made, and we're going to see if we can find out in our bodies where that colour might be. So as we're practicing our postures today, I want you to think about, where might I feel that colour in my body? And maybe you can let me know after how we get on. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to play a warm-up game, and we're going to play red, amber, green. And this is a game where we're going to move around the space, and when I say red, we're going to freeze into a shape. And this could be your favourite yoga posture if you like. When I say amber, we're going to be moving around slowly into the space, and then we're going to freeze. And when I say green, we're going to move around quickly in the space, and then we're going to freeze. So we're going to stand up on our feet. We're going to give our bodies a whole shake first, shaking our arms, shaking our hands, shaking our legs, shaking our body all up to the sky, all the way down to the floor, shaking our bottom, all the way up, out to the side, up to the sky. And we're going to take a big breath in and stretch our arms all the way up and out. And one more, stretch our arms all the way up and out. And one more. Okay, so we're going to move around the space. Amber first, so we're going to move around. I'm going to go for a little walk all around the space, and I'm going to say freeze. I want you to find your favourite yoga posture. So I'm going to do a star, so maybe you could do a star shape like me, or maybe you're in your favourite yoga posture already. Excellent. Okay, we're going to move around the space in green this time. So we're going to run really fast. Run, and we're going to freeze. And we're going to find another favourite yoga posture. Oh, I'm going to come to this one, our crouch position. I wonder if you can do the same, or maybe you've got your own idea. And freeze, really still. And let's go this time, amber. Let's go slowly. I'm going to do some space walks. I'm going to lift my legs up really high, as if I'm walking on the moon. I might bring my arms in, use up lots of space all around me. And I'm going to freeze. And this time, think about a posture that you like to do, or maybe we could do a balanced posture. Maybe we could find our tree. Can you press your toes into the floor and squeeze that foot on your leg? Brilliant. Can we stretch our arms all the way up to the sky? Wiggle our branches. Lovely. And we're going to do amber this time. This time we're going to go sideways, all the way around the space, sideways, and use the other leg sideways, and sideways, and freeze. And this time, can you find a yoga posture where you're on your hands and your knees? So you might be in your tabletop, or you might be in your cow, and you might be mooing, moo, in your cow shape. And then give your whole body a shake and sit back on your heels. Stretch your hands all the way forward and bring your head down to the mat. And take a breath in and out. And then uncurl your head and bring your hands all the way back to your knees. Excellent, well done. Okay, now we're going to sit in the middle of our mat, and we're going to warm up our joints. So we're going to tuck our thumb into our fingers, and we're going to wrap our fingers around, and we're going to roll our wrists all the way around one way and roll them all the way around the other way. And then we're going to give them a shake and freeze and a flap and freeze and a shake and freeze and a flap and freeze. And then we're going to roll them round and round, and we're going to do our spaghetti arms. Ooh, really good spaghetti. And the other way, spaghetti arms. And meatballs. And the other way. And cheese. Sprinkle that cheese on. Let me hear you say cheese. Really good. Hands on our shoulders. Let's wriggle our shoulders all the way around. And can we hear a in the middle as our elbows kiss? And can we hear a in the middle as our elbows kiss? And one more as our elbows kiss. And then back the other way, kiss. And all the way out to the side and kiss. And all the way out to the side and kiss. Yeah, we're going to shrug our shoulders up to our ears and sigh and let that all go. Let's do that 2 more times. Bring them up to our ears and sigh. And one more, bring them up to our ears and sigh. Lovely. Let's place one hand on the floor. Stretch all the way up. Comb your beautiful mermaid hair or merman hair. Sitting on your beautiful rock. Stretching overhead. Wiggling those fingers and then bringing your comb all the way down. Let's do that on the other side. Stretch all the way over. Wiggle those fingers. Bring your comb all the way through your beautiful hair. And 2 more times. Stretch. Wiggle those fingers all the way down. Stretch. Wiggle those fingers all the way down. Let's open our arms and hug, and 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 leave them there, nestling our chin into our elbows, and give yourself a big cuddle. Well done. Okay, now we're going to come and sit on our bottom, and we're going to have our legs out in front of us, and we're going to find our yoga toes and ballet toes. Yoga toes, ballet toes. Yoga toes, ballet toes, and can you swish them from side to side? Windscreen wiper those feet, making sure we're sitting up beautifully tall with that golden thread, imagining it's coming out of our head, and then we're going to roll our feet round one way and the other way, and can we do them in opposite directions? Really good. Opposite directions. Well done. Poodle the Pebble is smiling at us. Well done. Then we're going to bring our feet in. Fold our arms across the top of our knees, rest our head down on our wrists, and take a breath here. And blow away. Breathing in. Blow away. And one more, breathing in. And blow away. Lovely. And then wriggling our feet together, holding onto our ankles, flapping our butterfly wings. Well done. And seeing if we can make our brain work today. Can we bring our other wings up with our antennae, wiggling them around? And can you make your top wings go one way and your bottom wings go the other? Can both sides of your brain talk to each other as you bring your wings to flap at the same time? Well done. If that's too tricky for you, you can make your wings go the same way. Well done, lovely. And then we're going to fold our legs in, fold our other leg in, and we're just going to give our tummy a rub. Remembering when we have a pain or a worry, if we rub our tummy, it can help us to feel better. Well done, lovely. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to think about some of the postures that we saw in our My Many Coloured Days book today, and some of the animals and the colours. I wonder if you can remember some of them. So the first one we're going to do is the red. And if I remember rightly, the red was really excited. And can you remember what animal the red picture was? It was a horse. This is a sign for horse. It was a horse. So we're going to do some horse postures. So we're going to stand up onto our feet, making sure we've got some space around us. And we're going to step one foot and the other foot apart with our feet just turning out to the side a little bit. And we're going to bend down as if we're sitting on our horse. I'm going to try and keep our spine nice and tall, reaching up to the sky. And then we're going to hold onto our reins and we're going to press down into our toes and feel how strong our legs are. And see if we can hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then straighten your legs. Lovely. And we're going to do that again. So this time, hold your reins. Press your toes into the mat. Keep that nice long spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Okay, we're going to go on a horse ride this time. So we're going to sit on our horse and we're going to pretend to gallop. So let's sit down on our horse and we're going to gallop up and down, up and down. Think of that colour red. How excited you are. You're galloping on your horse. And you might lift one leg and you might say, yee-haw, and gallop. And lift the other leg and you might say, yee-haw. Let's do that on the other side. Gallop, 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 yee-haw. Gallop, 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 yee-haw. Well done. Keep galloping. Lovely. Well done. And then we're slowing down, letting go of our rein. Straighten our legs. Well done. Bringing our feet in. Heel toe them all the way in and give them a little shake. Excellent. Okay, now horses are known to kick when they get a little bit excited, so we're going to do some kicks. Now for this we need to come onto our hands and our knees, and we need to check behind us that we've got some space, so when we lift our feet off the floor, we're not going to hurt ourselves. So for this one, we're going to lift both our knees off the ground, and we're going to see if we can do a horse kick behind us. So we're going to lift our knees off, we're going to look down at our mat, and we're going to go like this and kick our horse feet in the air. Can you kick both your feet in the air? And if that gets too tiring, have a little rest back down on your knees and take a breath in and blow and breathe in and blow. Okay, that was fun. It's making me feel excited. Let's have another go at those horse kicks. So making sure we've got our fingers spread on our mat, tucking our toes on, lifting our knees off the floor, and seeing this time if we can go a little bit higher with those legs. And can you get those horsey legs even higher into the sky? Well done. And from here, we're going to sit back onto our knees and find our child's posture, bringing our head down to the mat, bringing our shoulders closer to our ears, breathing in deeply here, letting our heart rate slow down a little bit. Taking some breaths, bringing a little bit of calmness and stillness to our body as we rest here just for a while. And slowly uncurl, pressing our hands into the mat, bringing our chin into our chest as we come all the way up. Okay, now from our red colour in our story today, we're going to move on to the colour yellow. This is a sign for yellow. Make a Y in your hand. The red, this is a sign for red. You stroke your lips. So this is a sign for yellow. So in our book today, the yellow page, there was a picture of a bee buzzing around, being really busy and finding lots of nectar so it can go and take it back and turn it into honey in the beehive. And the yellow bee has a feeling of happiness, and when we think about the colour yellow, it makes us feel happy because it reminds me of the sunshine and the golden sand on the beach. So we're going to do a buzzy bee breath that can help us to feel happy and calm inside. So we're going to sit up nice and tall, we're going to have our legs crossed as they normally would be, and we're going to take a breath in, and then when we breathe out, we're going to make an sound with our out breath, but we're not going to try and strain our breath. So when our breath runs out, that's when the sound finishes. So it goes like this. So I want you to try that with me. Ready? Breathing in. Okay, another way we can explore the bee breath is by closing off the sound around us, so we can place our hands gently over our ears and breathe in. And you might have liked that a little bit better when you couldn't hear any other noise and you can hear the sound in your body. When we hear the sound in our body, it helps us to feel much calmer. So another way we can make it louder is by gently closing off the little part of our ear that sticks out here. So we don't put our fingers in our ears because we don't want to hurt our ears, but we can gently close the ears by pressing that little bit of skin so it's closed and doing our bee breath here. So let's breathe in, close our ears. That felt much louder in my body, and it really brings the heart rate down and helps us to feel calm. One last way is we can feel that bee breath gently in our throat. So if you put your fingers on your throat just here at the front, breathe in. Lovely. So I wonder if you can practice the bee breath when you need to stop yourself from feeling worried or upset. The bee breath is a really good tool to help us feel happy, just like our bee in the story. Okay, we're now going to move on to the colour pink. Pink, that's our sign for pink. And in our story, I remember there was some pink birds, and I wonder if you can think about what birds might be pink. They are flamingos, and flamingos are really good at balancing on one leg. So we're going to stand up and we're going to see if we can be as still and as balanced as a pink flamingo. So for this, we need to open up our big flamingo wings like this. And then we're going to fold our wings over our body until they cross. And then we're going to lift our arms up so our elbows are resting one on top of the other. And then we're going to lift and see if we can bring those toes off the ground and point our toes away from us. And can we stay in this position like a still flamingo, standing really, really still? And did you know flamingos are only pink because of the food they eat? It's amazing, and it turns their feathers beautiful pink colour. Really good. If that's too tricky for you, pop your flamingo foot back down on the floor, open up your wings, give your wings a beautiful flap, and come back to your mountain pose. Okay, let's do that on the other side. So let's open our wings. This time, can you put the other arm over the top? So you're crossing them over again, but this time with the other one on top. Fold in your elbows so your hands come up to the sky. Maybe your hands will touch each other. Maybe not. Your body is different. Lift up your other leg this time. Point your toes towards the screen and stand really, really still. Hold your shape. Breathing here. If that's too tricky, pop those toes down. Lovely. Taking a breath in and out. And then gently placing that lovely flamingo foot back into the water, giving your toes a little splash and a wiggle. Opening your arms, flapping your wings again. Beautiful. Well done. Okay, now we're going to think about the colour green. Now, in our book today, the colour green reminded me of feeling cool and calm. When we think about the colour green, green often has that cool and calm feeling because it's lots of things in nature are green, aren't they? And it helps us to feel a little bit peaceful. So I thought we could be a nice resting frog sitting on a lily pad, just looking out on the riverbank, waiting for some yummy, yummy treats to eat for its tea. So if we come onto our hands and our feet in our nice crouch position, and then we're going to see if we can open our knees out wide, leaving our front froggy hands on the floor. Lovely. And then we all know frogs, once they see something they want to eat, they jump up and they make a big ribbit noise. So we're going to jump up after 3. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, ribbit. And let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, ribbit. And one more. 1, 2, 3, ribbit. Excellent. And from here, we're going to leave one hand on the floor and we're going to stretch the other froggy arm all the way up to the corner of the room and look at our hand, imagining we've seen something really juicy on the tree behind us and we want to eat it for our dinner. And then we're going to bring that froggy hand down and we're going to do the same thing on the other side, stretching that froggy hand all the way up, this time looking over to the other hand, seeing what's on the tree behind you for your tea, and then bringing that hand all the way down and seeing if now you feel a bit cool and calm like our frog in our story. Okay. The colour black, not on my banner today, but in our story today, the colour black was all about being loud and growling and being angry. And does anyone remember the animal that came along to tell us about that feeling? It was a wolf. So we're going to explore a wolf posture. And it reminded me a little bit of our downward dog. So we're going to go for that one today. So we're going to turn around on our hands and knees. We're going to press our fingers and our toes into the mat. And first of all, we're going to look down between our hands and we're going to lift our hips up to the sky. And we might want to walk our heels, one to the floor and then the other one, taking our time. No rush to straighten your legs. And your legs may not be straight, your legs may be bent, and that's absolutely fine. Bending into your legs and then maybe bringing your heels down as you try to make a straight line with your head and your arms and your back, and you're looking down at your feet. Lovely. And you're taking some breaths here. And then you're going to breathe in, and when you breathe out, you're going to look forward with your head and you're going to do a nice wolf howl for me, like in our story. Are you ready? So we're going to breathe in. we're going to say, ooh, and then we're going to come all the way back. And we're going to do that 2 more times, breathing in, ooh, and 1 more, breathing in, ooh, and giving our wolf tail a little shake, maybe shaking one leg behind us and the other leg, and coming up onto our tiptoes, rolling forward onto our knees, untucking our feet and coming all the way down to our child's shape. Taking a breath here. And then bringing our hands up by our face, tucking our toes, and then uncurling all the way up until we come up to our nice mountain shape. Well done. Great wolf shape, guys. Really good imagination. Okay, the next colour in our story, I was thinking it was our purple colour. And purple in the story was a little bit sad and a little bit lonely. So we're going to think about the colour purple. And that shape makes me think of our ragdoll posture. And in ragdoll, we come all the way down slowly over our feet, and we dangle our hands down by our feet, and we can have a nice bend in the knees. And this shape is lovely if you do feel sad and a bit alone. It makes you feel nice and calm and protected again. So with our feet a little bit apart, we're going to start to roll down. So first we're going to tuck our chin into our chest, and then very, very gently and very, very slowly, we're just going to start to drop our head, and our shoulders are going to follow. And then the top part of our spine is going to follow. And our hands start to dangle away from our body. There's no rush. I want you to take as much time as you can. And then our lower spine and our middle spine comes forward, and we might need to bend our knees here, and that's absolutely fine. And we come all the way down, and we might need to have a big bend in the knees here. And then we're going to tuck our head in and look at our knees, and we're just going to sway from side to side. And it helps to feel really heavy in the front of our body if we hold on to each of our elbows and gently sway from side to side. Don't forget to breathe. Keep a nice soft bend in the knees. Thinking about that colour purple and where you might feel that colour in your body if you felt sad. Very good, guys. And then let your hands dangle back down to the floor, and we're going to roll up just as slowly as we roll down, taking our time. First lifting our fingers away from the floor, starting to lift our head and our shoulders up towards the sky, taking our time. There's no rush. Uncurling, pressing our toes into the mat all the time until we come all the way up. And then we're balancing our head right on the top of our body. And then we're going to bring our hands all the way around as we breathe in. And breathing out as we come all the way down. Great ragdoll shape, guys. And give our legs a shake. Well done. Okay. For our orange colour in our story, there was a feeling of joy and happiness. And do you remember there was a circus seal balancing a ball on his nose? And the orange colour does make me feel full of joy. And joy is a type of emotion that's like happiness. And it's a little bit more than happiness. It's so much excitement in your tummy. You may have bubbles of excitement and your heart might be racing really quickly. And I wonder if you can think of a time when you felt really good joy in your tummy. So for our joy shape today, we're going to make our star posture. So we're going to spread our feet really wide. We're going to have our toes pointing to the corners of the room. And we're going to float our arms up as wide as they can and be our big shining star in the sky. And we're going to look forward, and we're going to spread our fingers as wide as they can, pressing our toes into the mat. Don't forget to breathe in and out here. Lovely. See if you can feel that joy tingling all the way up to the tips of your fingers. Very good. And from here, I wonder if we can press one side of our feet into the mat. And can we lift over and lift our leg and be a balancing star on one side? And then bring that foot down. And can we do that on the other leg? Can we tilt our hands and tilt our head and lift our toes up and bring it all the way down. Good. And then float in your arms all the way down. Good. And then we're going to come down onto our knees. Okay. Now, in our blue colour in our story, there was a bird flapping its wings in the sky. So we're going to do some flapping with our wings now, and we're going to link this to our breath. So we're going to come and sit on our knees, tucking our feet underneath us, or this is called heel sitting sometimes because we're sitting on our heels. And we're going to imagine that we're a bird, and you can choose any bird you wish. I wonder which bird you're going to choose today. And we're going to have our wings just dangling softly down by our feet. And we're going to breathe in slowly. And as you breathe in slowly, we're going to lift our wings. And as we breathe out, we're going to float them down. I'm going to see if we can do that again. I'm going to see if we can make the timing of our breathing the same time as our wings. So we're going to float up and down. And we're going to do that 2 more times. Breathing in and down. Very good. And giving our shoulders a little wriggle. Well done. And there was another bird in our story for the colour grey. And the colour grey sometimes does make us a little bit still, because when things are grey, usually outside, if it's a grey day, there's usually very still clouds in the sky, and everything is either just waiting to brighten and let the sun come out, or maybe get a little bit more dark and gloomy for a storm. So in the story, there was a grey bird called an owl. So for this, we can stay on our knees, but we're going to come up onto our high knees. So I want you to come onto your high knees, and we're going to find our owl wings, and they're going to come out to the side, and we're going to make big owl eyes and cover our eyes with our fingers. And then we're going to turn round all the way to one side to see what we can see. Maybe you can see someone else in the room practicing with you today. And then we're going to come back to the front, and then we're going to turn all the way back round to the other side and see what you can see on that side, and back to the front. Very good. And this time you maybe look up to the sky, being careful as we look up with our neck. See what you can see through your owl eyes. And then down to the floor. What can you see with your owl eyes? And back to the middle. Good. And then you're going to put your hands behind your back and rest them on the very bottom of your back, and have your wings out to the side. And you're going to flap your wings, and you're going to join in with our owl song. And it goes like this. There once